All right, let's try this again. What is this? Take 3, take 4. We're gonna try this again. Hey, I don't know what it is. My internet speed's fine. The connection is excellent. I even updated my computer. Sometimes the live stream just don't want to work. Sometimes I gotta think about it and really consider whether or not it's my actual streaming service that I'm using. Is it Streamlabs? Maybe I gotta make that change, because there's just days where the stream will just turn off, and I don't know if it's gonna hold up here, but the connection's fine, the internet speed is excellent, everything seems to be a-okay. My computer's updated, so that's not the reason, but for some reason there's just moments where my stream will just cut off randomly for no reason, and it has nothing to do with my connection, has nothing to do with my internet speed, or none of that. I don't know. Sometimes I gotta think about this Streamlab and really consider another option, because maybe that could be the problem. Who knows? There are times where it is due to the internet, but there's also times like today where it's just like it's not an internet problem, it's not a service problem, it's something else. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is take 4. We're gonna try this once again. What is up? What is good? What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. We got an hour to talk, an hour to discuss. We're going to be here throughout the week. Probably have at least one more stream before Sunday night. Actually, one more stream before we get to Saturday, which I believe I'll at least be here for the Saturday night game, so we'll see. We got a lot of playoff implication here. Well, not a lot, but a few playoff implications. Most of the playoff spots have already been solidified. There's really only 2 spots, the AFC North and the NFC South. 4 teams will go at it for those 2 spots, and we'll see who's ultimately going to make the playoffs. It is a little bit tough, though, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because they no longer control their destiny. The Rams got upset by the Falcons, so now Tampa Bay has to win and hope the New Orleans Saints can beat the Falcons. The Panthers, at this point, they can't lose no matter what. The odds are in their favor. The odds are on their side. There's a high chance Carolina's going to get a home playoff game. If they beat the Bucs, they win the division. If they lose to the Bucs, but the Falcons beat the Saints, they win the division. So really, if you're Carolina, the chances of you missing the playoffs are significantly low. If somehow the Saints beat the Falcons, which is possible, it's a divisional game, and you somehow lose to the Bucs, yeah, then you deserve to go home. But the chances of the Panthers winning the division is relatively high. So a lot of playoff implication here. And of course, Sunday Night Football, we've got the Ravens, we've got the Steelers. It's coming down to the wire in Pittsburgh. Winner takes the AFC North. Loser goes home for the season. So a lot to talk about there. We are going to discuss that tonight, as well as play episode 4 of this game. It's 5 parts to this game, and we're on part 4. We've been doing this the last few days, well, the last few streams, and it's been fun so far. Yo, Real, what moment made you become a football fan, or the first one I can remember? That's a good question. What made me become a football fan? Well, early on, again, I was always watching sports. My dad was always, watching different types of sports: basketball, football, soccer, all these tennis, all these other sports were on the television growing up. So, I was always surrounded by sports. And I remember early on watching both Washington, when they were called the Redskins, and the Ravens. I was watching them together, and I remember around 2003 is when I actively remember watching football. I don't think I have a specific moment in terms of a game moment where I became a fan, but I've always told this story in terms of how I became a Ravens fan. I was watching football in 2003. I was watching both Washington and Baltimore, watching both those teams. I loved Ed Reed. He was the one that attracted me more to the Ravens. But the moment I became a Ravens fan, I don't remember the event, but I remember my parents coming home, and I actually got gifted a Deion Sanders jersey, because you guys remember at one point when Deion was on the Ravens around 2004. So I ended up getting a Deion Sanders jersey. I've explained this story a few times. It's hanging up on my wall right now. In fact, if you go to my early videos, early videos on the channel, season 1 of Keeping It Real, even though this is a TV show, but my first season covering the Ravens, 2018, Lamar's rookie year, you would actually see that. In fact, I think the first 2 years that I was covering the Ravens, you would actually see me wear that vintage Deion Sanders jersey. I've had that jersey since 2004. I got that jersey, and at that point, that's when I became a Ravens fan. It was actually big on me when I was a kid, so I was actually able to fit it back then when I was starting out on the channel. So yeah, I don't have a specific moment in terms of a game moment, but the moment I really became a fan is when I got that Deion Sanders jersey. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, around 2004, I got that Deion Sanders jersey. It's still hanging on my wall to this day. I actually ended up getting the other jersey. I got a purple Deion Sanders jersey, and then later on down, I don't remember which year, but later on down the road, my sister ended up getting a Willis McGahee jersey. So like, I don't know if I can like, all right, we can see if we can push ourselves. Yeah, we can see if we can push ourselves a little bit past the, yeah. If you take a look at the wall right here, past my green screen, so you'll see up there, of course, number 37, that was the purple vintage Deion Sanders jersey. I actually, when I started my channel back in 2018, I was always wearing that Deion Sanders jersey. When I was doing my preview videos and my reactions and stuff, I was always wearing that Deion Sanders jersey. I think it wasn't until, what, 2021? It was like 2020, 2021 is when I finally got my Lamar Jackson jersey, which is somewhere around here. I got my Lamar Jackson jersey, and I've been wearing that for the most part ever since. So, yeah, I got that Deion Sanders jersey, and somewhere down the line, my sister got a Willis McGahee jersey. She doesn't wear that anymore. She's got her own stuff. So, I got mine on the wall. My sister, she gave to me that, so I can just put that on the wall. So I got two Ravens jerseys up on the wall here. And of course, I mean, if I take away the green screen, you would see the other stuff. But I got a Ray Lewis and Ed Reed poster, and then I got like two Lamar Jackson posters behind me, as well as some anime stuff and stuff. So, you know, it is what it is when it comes to that. So yeah, boy, I became a fan when I got that jersey in 2004, and I've been watching the team ever since. I'm so mad with the Steelers on Sunday. I refuse to watch the Sunday Night Football. Please win. I'm done with this trash. Sorry, excuse. So, man, I know there's so much emotion going on. A lot of people in the fan base for both sides want to see this team lose because they want real change. The media has caught on to that, and they've been actually discussing it so far this week about whether or not Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh should leave. Should they be fired? Should they retire? Should they go to another team? There's been a lot of conversation about that. ESPN's definitely been hot on the topic, and the discussion is, are Harbaugh and Tomlin coaching for their job on Sunday? Is John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin coaching for their jobs on Sunday? That's been a huge question. A lot of people in the media think that could be the case. Honestly, in terms of discussion, I think most people have leaned towards John Harbaugh actually being the one to be fired as opposed to Mike Tomlin, because Mike Tomlin hasn't had that legit franchise quarterback, and despite not having a legitimate franchise quarterback that can help you compete for a title, Pittsburgh has still been over 500 every year post Ben Roethlisberger and all this other stuff. So they've been over 500. They've been to the playoffs a few times. So it's just like Mike Tomlin's always kept them in that 9-8, 10-7 range, and they've at least made the playoffs a few times. So people sit back and say, because of that, Mike Tomlin never having that, not having that franchise quarterback after Ben Roethlisberger and still keeping this team competitive means he should stay. It's just the organization should give him a franchise quarterback. Whereas for John Harbaugh, he doesn't get to have that excuse because he has a future Hall of Fame quarterback, Lamar Jackson, who's a two-time MVP and a three-time first-team All-Pro quarterback. You have that guy. You have Derrick Henry next to him. You've had talent over the last few years. There's been at least 3 teams that you can look at throughout this Lamar Jackson era where you could say they at least are a Super Bowl contending team, and there's really 1 year where they should have won it. The 3 years where they were contending teams, legitimate contending teams, at least in the eyes of the public, was 2019, 2023, and last season, 2024. The time they should have won it was 2023 when they had the Triple Crown defense. You had a top 5 offense. Lamar Jackson was the MVP of the league. You had the number 1 seed in the AFC. You were hosting the AFC Championship game against Kansas City Chiefs, and you proceeded to fall flat on your face as Kansas City, the worst iteration of the Patrick Mahomes Chiefs. That team should have never even sniffed the Super Bowl, yet they beat Josh Allen and the Bills, and then Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, and then it went on to the Super Bowl to beat Brock Purdy and the 49ers. So you had that team dead right in your house, and you guys didn't run the ball. So yeah, the opportunities have been there for the Ravens under John Harbaugh with this future Hall of Fame quarterback, and you have not got it done. Now in a season like this, when you came into the season and the expectations for the Ravens was make the Super Bowl, you were not even a high. You were the heavy Super Bowl favorites coming into the season. Many people picked the Ravens to make and win the championship. Anything less than that, and people saying Harbaugh's job should be terminated. Now, the funny thing about it is, if Baltimore makes the playoffs and somehow goes on a run, it won't be what people predicted, because this was supposed to be a dominating team. But if they still reach the end goal of winning a championship, there's no way you can get rid of Harbaugh. So right now, the conversation has been anything less than the Super Bowl this year for the Ravens, Harbaugh's got to be fired. If they lose on Sunday and miss the playoffs, Harbaugh's got to go. If they make the playoffs and don't go the distance, Harbaugh still has to go, because there were legitimate Super Bowl expectations placed on this team at the start of the year. They were the favorites to go to and win the Super Bowl, and now they could miss the playoffs if they don't handle business Sunday night. For Mike Tomlin, that's not the case, because they don't have that franchise quarterback. They've been using older quarterbacks. This year, Aaron Rodgers. Last year, it was Russell Wilson. They've worked with Kenny Pickett. They've worked with Mason Rudolph. They've worked with Duck Hodges. They've worked with other quarterbacks that haven't really been that franchise guy for them. It's either been a former franchise quarterback, a guy that's out of his prime, that's heading to the Hall of Fame at some point, but he's at the end of his prime. Well, he's already past his prime, and he's at the end of his career. They're getting old guys to try to pull off some sort of run. Like, Tomlin hasn't had that guy since Ben Roethlisberger. So that's kind of been the whole case of, like, Tomlin hasn't had the proper tools to be able to truly compete. And yet, despite that, he's taken this team to the playoffs multiple times, and he's always given them a winning record. Meanwhile, for John Harbaugh, he's had the tools to succeed. He has a future Hall of Fame quarterback and a future Hall of Fame running back. He's had the talent to win it all, and yet somehow his team keeps falling short, and they continue to choke under him. So, yeah, a lot of pundits have been looking more towards John Harbaugh and saying he's most likely to be gone if the Ravens don't win the Super Bowl, whereas Mike Tomlin, if they miss the playoffs here, there will be some chance for change. But in all honesty, you look at the situation, it's like he's not working with the best of circumstances. He still doesn't have that franchise quarterback. Questions would arise, if he had a franchise quarterback, would this be happening? So, yeah, I think with I think with Tomlin, his job may be more secure than Harbaugh's. So that's what the media has been really aiming on. They've been really piling on with that conversation. First play I ever saw was when Ray Lewis picked off Eddie George in the divisional round. Oh yeah, that was a fun one. I alternated between Ravens and Seahawks until about 2006. I feel you on that. Damn, so you definitely watched the Super Bowl in 05 between the Seahawks and the Steelers. That one definitely must hurt you. Which I guess that kind of works. That adds to your hatred for the Steelers. What's up, man? Happy early New Year 2026 soon. And I want the AFC North champs, but I don't care about the playoffs. I know we will be one and done, so I want the division at least. Even if we don't deserve it, go Ravens. Yeah, it's kind of like many people want real change and don't mind if the team misses the playoffs, but having Pittsburgh end our season would just be terrible. Just like for Pittsburgh, they want real change and they want Tomlin gone, but having Baltimore end their season would just be real terrible. So at the end of the day, if you make the playoffs and get blown out in the first round, so be it. But don't let your most hated rival end your season. So that's kind of where both teams are at right now. You're a Ravens and Jaguars fan? Don't know. That's an interesting comment. That's a real interesting combination right there. Mike Tomlin would make a great coach for the New York Giants. John Harbaugh would make a better coach. You guys should get John Harbaugh. Yes, I've seen all about Stephon Diggs. I ain't going to talk about none of that here. All I know is we're going to wait until more information comes out. Once we get the full story, there will be some context that will come out from both sides, and if he's found guilty for those accusations, there's definitely going to be some repercussions for him. I'm blaming DK Metcalf if we don't make the playoffs. We clinched the division if DK was playing against the Browns. I absolutely agree. If you guys had DK Metcalf playing on Sunday, even without Calvin Austin and even with all those pieces missing on defense, Cleveland took a 10-0 lead and did nothing for the rest of the game. Your defense was locking down Shedeur. You guys got 2 turnovers on them. You probably would have got you got 2 picks on them. You should have had 3. One of those would have been a pick 6. Yeah, if DK Metcalf was there, Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have to be forcing contested deep balls down the field to Scotty Miller and Marquez Valdez-Scantling. So MVS and Scotty Miller are the people he's trying to force these one-on-one deep balls down the field. It's just like, come on. What is he supposed to do with that? Now, I will say this. You actually go take a look at the film. I don't know why Aaron Rodgers decided to just live and die with this guy MVS, but on 4th and goal, Gainwell was like wide open for a game-winning touchdown, and he just decided to lock in on MVS and throw the fade to the back of the end zone. Don't know why. MVS got wide open, but at that point, A-Rod already made his decision to get the ball out to MVS immediately, and that did not work out in his favor. But yeah, if you guys miss the playoffs, DK has to be held responsible for that one. Because you can say whatever you want about George Pickens. He never cost the team a playoff chance. Kalshi, MGM Bet, and Vegas had y'all as the #1 favorites to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, they did. And they have us to beat the Steelers as huge favorites. Yeah, they had us winning the Super Bowl. Now, at the end of the day, if Baltimore makes the playoffs and still goes on a run, it'll be like, okay, well, I'm not joking. I don't think that's going to happen. But the only way Realistically, the only way Harbaugh should be able to save his job is if the team wins a Super Bowl. Like, I and everybody else is calling for his job. We can't say a single thing. If somehow John Harbaugh right now is coaching for his life, he is coaching for his job, he is coaching for his future in Baltimore. That's why he's holding the play sheet. I don't remember the last time I've seen John Harbaugh holding the play sheet on the sideline. He was holding that on Saturday night. Buddy is playing for his life, his coaching life. If this man puts together the greatest coaching performance he's put up in over a decade, and this team somehow gets to the Super Bowl, no matter how we feel about him, you cannot sit back and say he should be fired. You may want him gone silently, but if the team wins a championship, it's hard to sit back and say, oh, we just won a Super Bowl, now fire John Harbaugh. That wouldn't make sense. So right now, Harbaugh's coaching for his life. Some of these Harbaugh defenders talk about how great John Harbaugh is. If Harbaugh's so great, it's time to showcase it. This is where coaching matters. If he coaches this team to another Super Bowl, those talks about his job would disappear. And at that point, he wins that second title. If he wants to stay, nothing you can do about it. If he wants to retire, we'll all be happy. If he wants to go to the front office, so be it. Whatever decision he makes at the end of the season is up to him. But this right here is where John is coaching for his job. Show me that great coach many people want to praise. You praise him for being this great coach, a top 5 coach in the league. Okay, let's see that top 5 coach go out there and coach this team to a Super Bowl. Because if he's a top 5 coach, he should be able to get it done, right? The AFC's wide open. All you got to do is punch your ticket in. The Bills the Bills right now are a team that is very beatable. And if Josh Allen, who by the way is 0-4 in road playoff games, I don't know if he and Cook can carry this team to 3 road playoff wins to get to the Super Bowl. So concerns about the Bills, they've got clear flaws. The Broncos have clear flaws with their inconsistencies with Bo Nix. Not to mention the lack of playoff experience. Not to mention the inconsistencies we'll see at times with the defense against certain matchups. They won the playoffs last year and got smoked by Buffalo. Even though it looked like they were about to make a statement early on in the game, they got smoked. We don't know how Denver's going to look this time around. New England with Drake May and some of these young guys, they don't have playoff experience. How will New England be? New England's not this dominant team that can't be beaten. New England's got a very clear weakness. Baltimore and Buffalo showed you can run the ball on them. If Buffalo saw New England in the first round with James Cook, they fully believe they can win that matchup because they know you can run on the Patriots defense. And we showed that with Derrick Henry. Had we keep running the ball with him, Baltimore probably wins that game. So there's clear flaws with the Patriots. Jacksonville is a wild card that people are looking at and are not fully sure because they haven't had the toughest of schedules, but they have played well this year. Trevor Lawrence is red hot and the defense is playing well. But how great is that team considering the fact that they haven't had the strongest of schedules? So there's some question marks there, but I still think that's a team to be respected. Houston is the most dangerous team in the playoffs, but because of their defense. But how consistent is wow, I'm going blank right now. CJ Stroud. How consistent is CJ Stroud in this offense? Do you trust them to be able to consistently get it done against top-tier defenses? Like, there's question marks here right now about all these other teams. The Chargers are food. No matter how you want to slice it up, the Chargers are food. They're going to get Justin Herbert killed in another playoff game. The Chargers are food. The Chargers are food. Dude, the Jags won in Denver. Give them the credit. That's why I said they're the biggest wild card, because they haven't had the toughest of competition overall throughout the season, but I said they're respectable and they deserve their credit. That's why I said they're a wild card. I don't have anything bad to say about Jacksonville. The only thing is people look at their schedule and say it's not that tough. But I said I said Trevor Lawrence is red hot. The defense is playing well. And they have been rolling. I just said they haven't played the most toughest of competitions. That Denver win is good, though. That Chargers win is also good, but the Chargers are also food. Nobody believes in LA. So I gave the Jaguars their credit. That's why I said they're the biggest wild card. Houston is seen as the most dangerous because of their defense. Jacksonville's the biggest wild card because nobody really knows what to make of Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence has been red hot and the defense has been playing well, but they haven't had the toughest of schedules, which is why people have concerns. But it's still wide open. Nobody can really claim the throne in the AFC this year. From Denver to New England to LA to Jacksonville to Houston to Buffalo, this is wide open. So if you're Baltimore and you sneak in and you get a healthy Lamar, or as healthy as he's going to be, with Derrick Henry and this rushing attack, you have a shot. And if John Harbaugh is a top 5 coach, you would at least assume he would showcase that in the playoffs if they stick to a clear formula of running the football with Derrick Henry. So let me see that top 5 coach. He's playing for his job. Did you see him holding that play sheet? I don't remember the last time I've seen John Harbaugh hold a play sheet on the sideline actually calling plays. That man is coaching for his job right now. So let's see how that top 5 coach, because everyone's like, he's a top 5 coach. He'll be picked up in 5 seconds by so many teams if the Ravens move on for him. Okay, let's see that top 5 coach go to work. Let's see that top 5 coach go to work Sunday night. Top 5 coach, right? Let's see him go to work. You make the playoffs. Let's see you go to work. Let's see this top 5 coach this team to a Super Bowl, and everybody will shut up about his job. But yeah, John is more on a hot seat than Tomlin, because what is Tomlin working with at the quarterback position? So that's kind of where people have been. Which NFL playoff team can handle the cold weather this January? Which NFL playoff team can't handle the cold weather this January? If we had to pick a team that can't handle cold weather, dude, I'm not going to lie. You got a lot of cold weather teams here. Denver's cold. New England's cold. I mean, unless you want to say the Chargers, I guess the Chargers would have to be the answer here. Houston's not cold, but again, that defense has played well in cold and warm weather. Jacksonville, again, they're a wild card. They could be it, but I don't think they're going to fold in cold weather. Again, LA just seems like food to me. They really do. They prove me wrong, sure. So be it. They prove me wrong, get to the AFC title game or something like that. That'd be impressive. But right now, the Chargers just feel like food. I don't think the Chargers want to see Jacksonville. I don't think the Chargers want to see Denver. I don't think the Chargers want to see if you see Denver, at least that's a divisional rival, you can deal with it. But the Chargers put the smackdown on the Chargers. The Jaguars put the smackdown on the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers want to see Trevor Lawrence again. I don't think the Chargers want to see the Jaguars. I don't think the Chargers want to deal with the Houston's defense, because Houston smoked them last year in the wild card round, and that's where Justin Herbert threw 4 picks. So I don't think the Chargers want any part of Houston or Jacksonville. I don't think they want to deal with Buffalo either, but again, they're not going to win the division. I just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know in that aspect. As for the NFC, I think AFC, the Chargers would be that team in terms of cold weather, I guess, if I had to pick one. NFC-wise, I would love to say the Rams. The Rams have played well in cold and warm weather. Chicago's a cold city, so they play well in the cold. Seattle's again is another one of those places that'll play well in that condition. They play in the rain, so they'll be fine. Um, yeah, Seattle, San Francisco can play in any type of weather. They've proven that before. Um, Carolina or Tampa Bay, whoever comes out of the NFC South would be that team that maybe doesn't play well in cold weather. I don't know. How has Tampa Bay looked in cold weather? I mean, Baker played in the AFC North, so he played in Cleveland, so he's used to cold weather. And then, of course, in college he was in Oklahoma, so again he was still fine. How do you think Bryce Young does in cold weather? I don't have the numbers about how he plays in cold weather. But I don't think of any other team, unless I want to just look at Green Bay and say they're collapsing right now, so they'll be the team. But I don't know. I just don't know. There's not a lot of warm city teams in the playoffs this year, so it's kind of tough. If it was a Miami, we can easily point to them, but it's kind of tough in that aspect to really pick one. Don't think it's unreasonable to say that all four AFC North teams need coaching changes regardless of who makes the playoffs. Cleveland might move off of Stefanski. Don't know if they're going to. It doesn't look like the Bengals are moving off of Zach Taylor, and apparently the winner of the AFC North showdown on Sunday will keep their job and the loser gets fired, according to everyone, the public, I guess. But I doubt that's going to happen. It is what it is. I don't really watch Stranger Things. Funniest part is neither coach is getting fired regardless of the outcome. I agree. Neither coach is getting fired. We need to get Malik Willis this offseason. I think Aaron Rodgers retires after this season. Well, this was supposed to be his final season. Then he declared this was going to be his last season. So, I mean, if you guys want to go get Malik Willis, you're going to have to trade them something. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be a free agent in the offseason. If he is, go pursue him. I don't know. As bad as the 2005 Super Bowl hurt, the 2008 AFC Championship game hurt way worse for me. Me too. The 2010 division round hurt too. I think that's the last time I've cried from a game. I don't blame you. Both those losses hurt. Both those losses hurt. If only John Harbaugh coaches like his job is on the line all season. Well, at this point, can't worry about the whole season. The goal is to get to the playoffs. Whether you limp into the playoffs or you dominate on your way to the playoffs. The goal is to get to the playoffs. At that point, it's 0-0 and it's anybody's game. You make the playoffs, go on a run. It's anybody's game. Trevor Lawrence reminds me of the Joe Flacco 2008-14 Ravens days, like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're going to get. I would say Trevor Lawrence is more talented than Joe Flacco, though. In terms of back then, I think Trevor Lawrence would be viewed as a more talented quarterback than Joe Flacco, though Joe Flacco had the stronger arm. I picked the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl, beating the Broncos in the rematch of Super Bowl 48. Seattle getting to the Super Bowl would be quite interesting. I'm not really a believer in Sam Darnold, but if that defense can carry him there in like a Russell Wilson type of way, by all means. The Rams have very glaring weaknesses, though. That was my Super Bowl pick. I'm not backing off of it. I just need Davante Adams to be ready for the playoffs, okay? Davante Adams not being here is severely hurting their offense. I need Davante Adams back for the postseason. That's all that matters to me. Davante Adams, heal up. We'll see you in the postseason. I need Davante Adams for the postseason. Otherwise, the Rams can't go on this run. If Davante Adams is not there for the postseason, the Rams will fold. But, Seahawks will be an interesting one. Chicago, like I said, Chicago's going to be very interesting in the postseason. They're going to be very competitive. Chicago wants Green Bay, and Green Bay wants Chicago, and I hope that's the first-round matchup. That'd be great. In all honesty, I just think the team that's representing the NFC is going to be an NFC West team. Whether San Francisco shocks the world and gets to the Super Bowl, whether Seattle's defense dominates and Sam Darnold does the bare minimum to get them to the Super Bowl, or whether it's Matthew Stafford on another great run to the Super Bowl. However it is, I just think an NFC West team's going to get there. Now, of course, I still have the outlier because, again, they're the defending champions. They're in the playoffs. You give them respect. Even though they're not playing well offensively, they're still winning games somehow. Philadelphia is always going to be that talk, that conversation. They're always going to be at the center of the conversation for the Super Bowl because they are the defending champions. Even though they haven't played well this year in terms of explosiveness compared to last year, they're still winning these games, and at the end of the day, you get to the postseason, and the team that has championship experience should be able to get the job done. Now, there's two teams in the postseason that have championship experience, pretty much with their main core, the Rams, and the Eagles. You got quarterbacks that have won a Super Bowl, they got championship experience, they know what it takes to go on a run and get it done. So you would lean more towards the Eagles and the Rams because they have the experience of getting all the way to the end and winning a championship. The rest of these teams don't have that experience. The Bears don't have that experience. The Packers don't have that experience. The Niners have experience getting to the Super Bowl, so they could also be dangerous, but they don't have an experience winning it. So that would be another team you would look at in terms of danger. Seattle doesn't have that experience with this core. Tampa Bay or Carolina, they don't have experience with the core. So you really look at LA and you look at Philadelphia as those two threats with championship experience. Then again, it can go either way. So, yeah, Seattle would be a good pick to get to Super Bowl. I'm just not too keen in on Sam Darnold in this aspect. If Sam Darnold had to see one of his divisional rivals, especially the Rams are a team that just owns them. Even though they got that miraculous comeback win, it took a kick return touchdown and a miracle two-point conversion in one of the weirdest rules I've ever seen in order for them to put themselves in position to win. So I'm not too keen on Seattle getting it done. It would have to be an amazing defensive performance by that defense to help carry, and Sam Darnold would have to limit his turnovers, but I'd be more confident in San Francisco or LA getting to the Super Bowl over Seattle, specifically because I don't fully trust Sam Darnold against those teams. But it can go anywhere, man. It can go anywhere. It can go anywhere. So, yeah, it can go anywhere. But we'll see. We will see. Lawrence is Herbert's daddy. You can go tell that to Chargers fans. Eagles. Yeah, Eagles would be a good pick. Yeah, they played the snow last season in the division round. Yeah, they did against the Rams. And again, Jalen Carter made the biggest play of the season for the Eagles, because if he doesn't make that play to get to Stafford, there was a wide open receiver that Stafford would have been able to see and get the ball to him in time. That would have been a touchdown, and now you're asking Jalen Hurts in that offense to go down the field and score a touchdown to win the game, which I wouldn't have been too keen on given the weather conditions. Then again, Saquon was running all over that defense, so maybe Saquon could have saved them, but who knows? Let's see. NFC South teams couldn't win a playoff game if it took place in heaven and South. That's kind of crazy. Carolina is a team you do have to be careful with. I don't think they do well against their own divisional rivals, and Seattle actually really did a number on them, but they did upset the Rams. They've had a couple upsets here. They're a weird team. Carolina's a weird team that has the capability of pulling off a sneaky upset. I don't see it happening in this postseason, but the possibility is still there. So you got to give them credit. Adams is somehow incredibly underrated this year, which is crazy. I think 49ers go to the Super Bowl. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. I've always been a fan of Kyle Shanahan-led teams, and the Niners have continued to show their resiliency. And there's a high chance that the Niners, despite all the injuries this year, could potentially be the number one seeded team in the NFC if they win on Saturday night against the Seattle Seahawks. So we'll see who gets the number one seed after Saturday night. Sup, keeping it real. Happy New Year's Eve and New Year's and Ravens flock up. Appreciate that, Jackson. Appreciate that. You heard about the NFC South division. The Bucs beat Panthers. Falcons win versus St. Panthers. Yeah, I spoke about that a little bit earlier. I said the Bucs are in a terrible position, and the Panthers are damn near in a win-win situation. They could lose the game on Saturday and then still win the division on Sunday if the Falcons beat the Saints. So, I mean, the Panthers have two ways to make the playoffs. A, beat the Bucs to win the division. B, lose to the Bucs, but the Falcons take care of the Saints and you win the division by default. So, like, the Panthers are in prime position to take this division. Tampa Bay is hoping for a miracle. They don't control their destiny. Carolina controls their destiny, and they have the leg room to potentially make it in, even if they do lose. But Tampa Bay does not control their destiny. They're going to need help from the Falcons. Besides Baker, Tampa Bay does have championship experience. They do have some championship experience with some of the guys you still have there, of course, with Godwin and Evans. But, again, not too much. And even with the experience they had, a lot of that has to deal with you having Tom Brady at quarterback. And Baker's a damn good quarterback, but I don't know if you're fully trusting Baker in these moments. We've seen how he's been in the last few years in the playoffs. He's played well, but in those late game situations, he hasn't been able to execute enough. And then this year, after starting 5-1 and the team being in Super Bowl conversations, injuries started to happen, which derailed them, but they were still playing well. And the weird part about the Bucs is that As they got healthier, they started to lose more games, which I don't understand how that works. You're getting players back and you start losing games. So Tampa Bay is a weird one. Tampa Bay is a weird one. I wouldn't put money on them going the distance if they got to the playoffs, though. San Francisco would have to go on the road to play in Carolina or Tampa Bay in the playoffs. That's not fair. Well, I mean, San Francisco could just win the division, and they won't have to worry about that. Beat the Seahawks Saturday night, and the Niners get the 1 seed. So we could talk about fair, not fair, all we want. It's always been the standard. The top 4 seeds are divisional spots, and then the wild card spots are the wild card spots. It doesn't matter how great you were in the regular season. If you didn't win your division, you don't get to have a home playoff game. So if the Niners don't want to have to go to Carolina for the wild card, Carolina or Tampa Bay for the wild card round, they would do themselves a very solid favor by beating Seattle on Saturday night. Now, if Seattle has to go to Carolina, well, they beat Carolina last week. I'm sure they'll be perfectly fine to do that. But I think you'd rather be at home than have to play on the road. And as a wild card team, not a divisional winner, you're essentially going to be on the road 3 times unless a miracle happens and all the divisional leaders lose. So, you know, it can go either way when it comes to that. It just depends on how things go there. Derrick Henry, since joining the Ravens, he's first in everything. He's first in rush yards. He's first in rush touchdowns. He's second in touches. He's tied for second in touches. He's first in damn near every statistic. He's actually been the best running back in football since joining Baltimore. And yet, despite that, we still say he deserves more touches. Honestly, he should be leading the league in touches these 2 years. And the reason why he's not leading the league in touches is because Saquon has number 1, and Baltimore, for some reason, doesn't use Derrick Henry at times in the fourth quarter. If they were, Derrick Henry would be number 1 in this. But it's not like they're just, ignoring Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has been arguably the most productive back in football. Well, not arguably. He has been the most productive back in football since he joined Baltimore. It's just we don't use him in late game situations, which makes no sense. I have not been playing this game because I was reading comments here. So I've caught up to some of the comments. I do want to get a little gameplay here. That'd be good if we could finish episode 4 here. I don't know if we're going to, but we can at least try. So we'll be playing this game while we speak on this. So Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Sunday Night Football. Winner gets to host a home playoff game, most likely against Houston, potentially against Buffalo, but it could. You good there, Bruce? I forgot he was drugged. So yeah, winner gets to host a home playoff game against the Houston Texans or Buffalo Bills, and then the loser goes home. No, John, I'm just getting started. I talked about the Ravens and Steelers earlier, but I am getting started to have my whole take on this, so I'm actually getting started here, so don't worry about it. But, yeah, you came right on time. So, yeah, winner takes the AFC North. Loser goes home in shame and disappointment. At this point, the loser of this game is going to be embarrassed. The Ravens were expected to win the Super Bowl. Missing the playoffs would be a major embarrassment and complete disgrace and shame to the organization. And Harbaugh may be the one that ultimately takes the brunt force of that, because you had opportunities. The EDC will have to take some shots too, because you chose to sign Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush was awful. You had to go bring back Tyler Huntley, and everyone was like, yeah, maybe you probably should have had Tyler Huntley for the beginning, and you probably should have used him earlier on. So yeah, decision making, games that were choked, yada yada yada. We know week 1 and all this other stuff. So Ravens lose this game, and their season's over. Embarrassing season for the Ravens. On the flip side, if the Pittsburgh Steelers lose this game, it will also be an embarrassing season for the Ravens, specifically because they had the division in their hands. All they had to do was beat the 3-12 Cleveland Browns, and they couldn't do that. Also, DK Metcalf will be a huge talking point. Legitimately, DK Metcalf will be a major talking point this offseason if they miss the playoffs. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Get that out of your hands. I'm drugged. I'm leaning. I'm trying. Take that leg kick. Oh, he's got the taser again. Hell no. Oh, God. He got me in the neck. Oh. Come on, Bruce. Get up. They're jumping you. Oh, you're getting stomped. Oh, you're getting stomped. You're getting stopped. You're getting stomped.
Downhill around here, hasn't it?
Oh, God.
What the? Churlish. Not nice.
What the hell's
How
that?
do you like it? You are pathetic.
Oh, crap. It's the Joker. Oh, damn. It's the Joker. I'm cooked.
Buddy. Oh, buddy. Are you okay? You don't look so grand. More like the opposite. How would that be?
I'm fine, bro.
I'm fine.
It's definitely the Joker. I don't know if he's a Joker at this point, but that's definitely the Joker. I'm in Arkham anyway. So it is what it is.
What is going on in here?
But, yeah, let's get back to this talk. If the Steelers lose, DK Metcalf is going to be a major talking point in Pittsburgh this offseason. Because if he doesn't punch that fan, Steelers fans will be spending the entire offseason saying we would be in the playoffs if DK Metcalf doesn't punch that fan. And I would agree.
Bruce, is that
If
really
DK
what happened?
Metcalf doesn't punch that fan,
Go on, tell her.
if DK Metcalf doesn't punch that fan, they beat the Cleveland Browns. No doubt in my mind they beat the Cleveland Browns.
Seems like you could have experienced another psychotic.
So legitimately,
We'll need to keep an eye on
if
that.
they lose this game Sunday night to the Steelers, when DK Metcalf's going to be on the sideline because he's suspended, Steelers fans will have to look at DK Metcalf and blame him. George Pickens has never cost you the way DK Metcalf could potentially cost you this season.
Excitement.
George Pickens was a headache. He was a headache for you guys. He didn't cost you the way DK Metcalf cost you here.
You to be careful.
Steelers missed the playoffs.
Us nice guys gotta stick together.
Legitimately, I'm not even joking right now. DK Metcalf will be a talking point in Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin's job would be a huge talking point in Pittsburgh. A lot of conversation will happen. It'll be a disappointing end to the season because you had the division in your hands. Keep this in mind. Baltimore started 1-5.
I'll be overseeing your
Pittsburgh was 4-1 at some point and nearly 5-1. Then they started to collapse, started to lose some games. Baltimore gets Lamar back. They start getting healthy. And then it comes down to a matchup in Baltimore for the first place in the AFC North. Pittsburgh wins that matchup, has the advantage. They beat the Lions. The Ravens choke against the Steelers. All you have to do is beat the 3-12 Cleveland Browns to win the division, and Pittsburgh couldn't do that. They blow this here, and it's a massive choking performance and an incredibly disappointing end to the season, and you would have to talk about Tomlin's coaching job in Pittsburgh and his future as a whole. And you would have to look at DK Metcalf, and you would have to hold him responsible for blowing your season. Because if he was on the field, you beat Cleveland. There's not a doubt in my mind. The throws that Aaron Rodgers was making, that he was trying to complete, DK Metcalf would have made those catches. Instead, he has to throw those to Scotty Miller and MVS. He's not getting those plays off. So if they don't win, also, you could talk about the malpractice by the medical staff that took out TJ Watt. I don't know if TJ Watt's going to play on Sunday. I don't know if he's going to play on Sunday. But if TJ Watt's out for the season finale and they lose, you got to look at the medical staff that punctured his lung and essentially ended his season. That's malpractice by the medical staff. Your best defensive player. Oh, God. Get off me. So yeah, your best defensive player could potentially not be available in the biggest game of the season because of malpractice by your medical staff. So yeah, I mean, a lot of conversations would be made here. I'm just saying. It would be a massive collapse in Pittsburgh. For Baltimore, it would be a massive collapse as well. Both franchises would have a lot to answer for if they were to lose on Sunday. We're not going to pretend this. So, Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh for the division. What the heck? All sorts of crazy here.
No, you need to let me go. I have to warn the president. You're trying to kill me. You don't know the president.
They don't like it when you try to use the phone.
That's because phones are for staff use only.
Uh-huh.
No exceptions.
Stop that guy from trying. Such persistence. Wrong number, dumbass.
Wrong. I'll come by to check on you two later.
Excuse me?
Don't worry about us, Dr. Leyland.
Also, Buddy's a little bit crazy. TJ will play this Sunday. It hasn't been confirmed. Now, he may gut it out, but it has not been confirmed. What we've heard from the reports is that Tomlin himself said they're optimistic about TJ Watt playing. It has not been confirmed. We don't even know if he's going to be at practice this week. So it has not been confirmed TJ will play. There's optimism he can play. It hasn't been confirmed Lamar Jackson will play. There's optimism he'll play. And I can sit here right now and say Lamar's going to play, but I don't know if he's going to play, just like I don't know if TJ Watt's going to play. Now, Steelers fans would hope TJ Watt plays because if he's there, that's going to be the major threat towards either Lamar or Tyler Huntley. So, yeah, legitimately, that would be the overall aspect. TJ Watt is desperately needed in that defense, but even without TJ Watt, that defense will be able to get the job done. It just comes down to the offense showing up, and without DK Metcalf, without potentially Calvin Austin, and now we got the report. Obviously, we know about that on Sunday. Washington broke his arm, so he's out for the season. So now you're missing a major, huge physical piece in your tight end aspect there, and then you're missing your top 2 receivers potentially. That will be huge. That will be huge. Legitimately, that would be huge.
Ooh, I almost forgot.
But it just depends, man. It just depends. That's all I gotta say. It just depends on how things are gonna go, man. It just depends on how things are gonna go. So when it comes to this game, honestly, this is the final game of the season. I'm gonna take it as the final game of the season. If they make the playoffs, we'll speak on I'll say extra innings for a baseball reference, because I haven't been high on them actually making the playoffs, so I have no clue if they're going to be able to. So, it is what it is. But, I'm going to treat this like it's the final game of the season. If they lose, it is what it is. I'm not going to care. Hopefully, Collins is fired. If they win, cool, we go to the playoffs, and then we'll just see what happens. So, we'll see how things go. But since I'm going to treat this like the final game, I will do something I have not done in a long time. I'm going to try to build some hype up here for this game, because it feels like we have to. Even if we miss the playoffs and we get blown out. No, even if we get blown out in the first round, we'll live with that if it means Harbaugh getting fired. At the end of the day, the focus should be beating the Steelers. Many of us want change, but I'll be damned if the Pittsburgh Steelers are the reason our season ends. That's just me. So, yeah. I'm actually going to probably make a preview video, try to make a little bit of a hype video to pump us up. So we'll have a video discussing keys to the game and all this other stuff. But I'll speak briefly here because we are on the stream. In terms of what has to happen in this game, listen, the Steelers' offense is not – they're injured. The Steelers' offense wasn't good in the first place, but they had a weapon that cooked us the last time. The reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, other than you guys talk about the controversial touchdown, no touchdown, the biggest reason the Pittsburgh Steelers were able to beat the Baltimore Ravens is because DK Metcalf cooked our secondary for the entire game. It was his best game of the season. He had nearly 150 yards. The guy was cooking all day long, and every time they needed a deep ball down the field, guess who was that target? DK Metcalf. And who was also assisting him was Calvin Austin. This game, you may not have either one. You're not going to have DK Metcalf for sure, but there's a possibility you also don't have Calvin Austin because he's dealing with a hamstring injury. So now you'll be taking on a Pittsburgh Steelers offense that doesn't have their top 2 receivers. It's time to put up or shut up, fellas.
That's hilarious.
I'm not joking. Marlon Humphrey getting cooked by DK Metcalf, whatever. Calvin Austin getting some things here and there, whatever. I don't be it Nate Wiggins, be it Marlon Humphrey. If Calvin Austin isn't good to go, your primary receivers to cover will be MVS and Scotty Miller. If you can't do anything against that, you can't cover those 2 guys. Dude, if Marlon can't cover MVS, it's time for him to go. I'm dead serious. If Marlon Humphrey cannot stay in front of, if he cannot stay and keep up with MVS, and MVS cooks him on Sunday night, it's time for Marlon to go. I don't care what you got to tell me. If Marlon Humphrey cannot stay toe-to-toe, if he can't stay toe-to-toe with MVS, I'm not joking, Marlon Humphrey, it's time to go.
Supporting his campaign. I saw all sorts of photos of the 2 of you together.
I'm not even joking.
He is the reason I am in.
I'm not even joking.
I can't believe he did
Legitimately. If Calvin Austin can't go and Marlon cannot, we don't need any more safeties. Listen, when a corner has lost his way, we start saying play him at safety. We don't really need safeties here because we've got that covered. And they don't really, his spot's supposed to be at nickel. Marlon Humphrey wouldn't be a problem this year if he was playing at nickel, but Chidobe Awuzie is injured. So we don't have our other outside corner. That forces Marlon Humphrey to play to the outside.
They are on a rampage for
You could say play him as safety, but we already got a million safeties. We've got the safeties done. So we're fine. We don't really need the safe. Again, with Kyle Hamilton there, you have Malachar Starks, and of course, Darius Washington being there, you're fine with the safety aspect. But, you know, Marlon for the Ravens wouldn't be a safety. If he goes somewhere else and they say, let's play him as safety, fine. Look at Jalen Ramsey. His career's been revived because the Steelers moved him to safety, and he's been killing it with the Steelers this year. So, hey, it may work out for Marlon Humphrey. But in terms of Sunday night, he's going to be playing outside corner. And if he cannot hold up against MVS, if Marquez Valdez-Scantling cooks Marlon Humphrey on Sunday Night Football and this team loses, Marlon Humphrey needs to be gone after the season. I don't care what you got to tell me. He got to go. If he can't keep up with MVS, he got to go. You lose to, you get beat by DK Metcalf, fine, that's DK Metcalf. MVS cooks you? Nah. MVS cooks you, bro? I don't care what you got to say. It's over. It's over. We appreciate you. The memories have been great. We're done.
I think we both know you could do more.
Awuzie is back. I don't know if he'll play on Sunday. I don't even know if he's going to be practicing.
And I can
So, I can actually see if I can look for it.
When you attacked Oswald,
Let me actually see
you enjoyed
if I can take a look at this. I don't remember.
those cops had dragged you off of him. That Cobblepot punk would be dead.
After everything Oswald has done to me, yeah, I'm kind of glad it happened because he deserved it.
Am I glad?
I didn't have let's see.
Feelings. They're very natural. Especially a guy like you, who clearly takes after his father. It's obvious that's why Vicky hates you. Your dad helped bump off her parents.
Why would my father have the Vales killed?
Yeah, Chidobe Awuzie should be fine.
She was born in.
Did he play on Sunday? Did he play on Saturday? Chidobe played on Saturday, right?
You didn't know that?
I don't think, because he should be fine. He was coming off a foot injury, and he was healthy to go.
They were gonna blow the whistle.
He was probably out there on Saturday. I don't fully remember. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Chidobe Awuzie was out there. But, you know, either way, at the end of the day, the defense got to get it done. So, defensively, I don't have any faith, belief, confidence, yada, yada, yada. I don't have any belief in these guys. I've spent the whole season watching these guys be one of the worst pass defenses in football. I've watched these guys give up so many yards. I've watched our corners get cooked left, right, up, down. I've watched this secondary get baked. I've watched the pass rush do virtually nothing in getting to the quarterback. They couldn't get to a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers in Baltimore. They're not getting to a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. I've watched this defense I've watched them disappoint and stink up the joint for 16 games now. They'll probably stink up the joint for 17. Actually, I've watched them stink up the joint for probably about 14 of the 16 games that they played. They'll probably stink up the joint on Sunday night. I got no faith in them, but if they could play bend but don't break defense and limit Aaron Rodgers' offense to under 20 points, Baltimore's got a shot. I don't expect them to get a turnover, so I'm not even going to ask for it. I don't expect them to be shutting things down, so I'm not going to ask for it. Just hold Aaron Rodgers to under 20 points, and we'll have a shot at this. As for the offense, run the ball with Derrick Henry. Now, this has to be said. A lot of people just think the Ravens can just automatically beat the Steelers if they just run the ball with Derrick Henry. That's not quite the case.
What's one favor between friends?
I'm not your friend,
Let's
buddy.
be clear about one thing. You are never, ever getting out of this place.
That's true.
Whatever you say, Bruce.
Legitimately,
Never is a very.
running the ball with Derrick Henry is not going to be enough to beat the Steelers.
All right, tell you what. I'm gonna make a distraction.
We ran the ball with Derrick Henry
That gate
25 times in that first matchup where we lost.
You make that.
He ran for 25 carries for 94 yards. Let me pull up the stats here right now so you can actually look at this right now. Well, not look at this. I'm going to pull it up so I can actually read them to you.
What happens if you make a tally mark before you kill someone.
What are you talking about? No!
Oh, crap.
Oh, I don't match anymore. Oh, God, I don't match!
Oh, God, I gotta deal with this now.
Right now.
No, no.
It feels like it's itching. Burning!
Oh, boy.
Need to get rid of it!
Oh, he's about to kill.
Stop! Someone give me a sedative! Run, Brucey! Run!
I'm mad he caused chaos. Man, use the phone. I'm not stopping no fighting. I don't know these people and I don't care about these people. Use the phone and let me get the hell out of here. Oh my God, he's stabbing the mess out of that patient worker. What do I do? Do I use the lawyers to get out or I gotta call my lawyers. I'm playing Batman the Tall Tale series. I'm in Arkham right now. I gotta call what do I do? Do I call my lawyers or do I use my Gordon connections? I need somebody to give me an answer in the chat. I don't know what to do. Do I call the lawyers to get out or do I call Gordon to see if this can work out? I'm thinking just call my lawyers to get out and I'll figure this out. I think I should call my lawyers. If I can get out, let me call my lawyers, get out, and then I'll plan my next thing. Because calling Gordon right now doesn't guarantee me a ticket out. Especially if Gordon doesn't believe me because he doesn't know I'm Batman. Yeah, lawyers. I'm going to call my lawyers. I got to get the hell out of here. I'm not taking a risk and calling Gordon.
It's you, sir. It's so good to hear your voice.
Alfred, get me out of here, bro.
They wouldn't let me.
They out here stabbing people.
Told me you'd lost your mind.
Contact my lawyers. You'll need to post bail, but that shouldn't be a problem. You have got to get me out of here.
I'll see what I can do.
I have to go.
Alfred, you got to get me out of here now, bro. You got to get me out of here. They're stabbing people. I cannot stay in here.
I have not had this much fun.
Joker's causing problems here. I got to get the hell out of this asylum.
Let me tell you how to find Vicky's stash of missing drugs. Ask the fan.
Gordon can literally see you. He can, but again, he doesn't know I'm Batman. This is Bruce Wayne. Him coming in as Bruce Wayne, I don't think that's gonna save me. Like if I was to contact Gordon, he doesn't know Bruce Wayne's Batman in this. So it's like, would that necessarily help me get out of jail? And what if he doesn't buy my story that I was drugged? I gotta get my lawyers.
Pretty grisly scene in there. Multiple stabbings.
Yep.
One of the orderlies had a finger bitten off.
Yep. What? I wasn't involved.
Doctor, I swear to you, I was not involved.
I'm not gonna snitch, but I wasn't involved.
We're going to look into it further before I feel comfortable making a decision one way or the other. One moment. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Batman.
Seems you have a visitor.
Let's go, Alfred! Get me out of here. I'm going home. But yeah, legitimately, looking at this game, thank you, Alfred, for getting me out of here. Looking at this game, yeah, Derrick Henry had 25 carries for 94 yards. Keaton Mitchell was actually killing it in this game. 6 carries for 76 yards. And Lamar ran 7 times for 43 yards, which means Lamar. Speaking of which, we'll get into the Lamar conversation in a second because we had a whole scope of things to talk about when it comes to Lamar.
He needs extensive evaluation, treatment.
Man, I am fine.
Appreciate your concern,
But
Doctor.
legitimately,
I assure you, I'm fine.
running the ball with Derrick Henry in this game isn't going to guarantee a win here because Pittsburgh is going to lock in to the run. They're going to lock into the run. They're going to focus on stopping Derrick Henry, and they're going to try to force us to pass the ball. Now, in this situation, you have other guys. Like I said here, Keaton Mitchell was also active in this game, 6 carries for 76 yards. He was averaging 12 yards per attempt, which means that Keaton Mitchell was able to find success against the Pittsburgh's run defense because it was a different variation of running scheme that we would run with Derrick Henry that was actually beneficial and actually found success against the Steelers' defense. So I think this idea of just running the ball with Derrick Henry 40 times and we're going to win against the Steelers, I don't think you can completely do that. I think you're gonna have to run the ball with Derrick Henry a majority of times, obviously. But there's gonna be spots where you have to pick and choose the utilization of Keaton Mitchell, and I think that is what's ultimately going to help you out. This is a game that you're gonna want your Thunder and Lightning to come together, because Derrick Henry is going to be slowly wearing down that defense, and we know as the game progresses, the defense gets tired. Derrick Henry gets better as the game goes on. He's going to start to put serious pressure on that defense. So legitimately, I'm going to utilize Derrick Henry for a majority of my carries, but I need to make sure I get Keaton Mitchell involved in certain spots. This is where coaching is important. You got to pick and choose your spots. We already know they utilize a rotation. They're going to have moments where they use Keaton Mitchell. They got to be smart with those carries. I'm not going to give him a bunch of carries, but I will give him some carries.
You should have stayed in the asylum where I put you.
What do you want, Harvey?
The streets of Gotham.
So it really comes down to picking the spots. So I think offensively,
You'll figure that out.
we're going to have to run the ball effectively.
By then it'll be too late.
Just leave me the
We're going to have to run the ball effectively and pick and choose our spots.
I was doing you
We're going to pick and choose our spots in where we're going to utilize Keaton Mitchell. Steelers' run defense is not good. That's fine. They could still choose to focus on stopping the run. They don't have to be great. They just have to limit Derrick Henry to not go off for 200 yards. If Derrick Henry rushes for 200 plus yards, Pittsburgh's getting blown out. We saw it in the playoff game last year. If Baltimore runs the rock and Derrick Henry can go off for nearly 200, yeah, it's a wrap for Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh, if they could keep him to around 100, like he gets 25, 30 carries for 120 yards, they can win the game. Because a lot of those carries will probably be like 3 yards here, 4 yards there, but you're going to need more. So yeah, the Steelers' run defense isn't great, but you get a TJ Watt back, you get some of the pieces that they were missing defensively in that Browns game, you get them back, and you commit to the run game, they're going to have an opportunity to make stops. And while you do point out that the Steelers' run defense is not good, keep in mind that our offensive line is not good either.
A friend wouldn't have done that.
You need to let that situation.
So
you have way bigger problems on your
yeah,
plate.
like
Of course you would think.
we don't have a great offensive line. They don't got a great run defense. Something will give there. This is why variety in the run game is going to be important. But I think for the offense, the main key is to run the ball. I need to give Derrick Henry the ball at least 30 times, 25 to 30, I would say 30 plus carries, and I got to give Keaton Mitchell 5 to 8 carries. Pick and choose where you're going to get those carries, and those are going to be brief moments where Derrick Henry is going to get his breath here and there, and you're going to have moments where you can utilize Keaton Mitchell in those spots because he was effective against Pittsburgh the last time they played. Keep that in mind. They found success with Keaton Mitchell in certain spots. I think they should be able to utilize him here.
The children of Arkham, including drugs, weapons, or any other suspicious materials, you will be taken into custody.
Okay.
Go ahead. I have nothing to hide.
But, yeah,
Doesn't sound like it.
running the ball,
Everyone's
number one thing Baltimore has to do in this game. The second thing has to deal with the pass game. Now, this is where things can get complicated. We don't know who's going to be out there on Sunday.
Go back to Arkham, you damn maniac.
And depending on who the quarterback's out there,
Or you'll be the next cobble
the
pop.
game plan should essentially be the same. No matter who the game plan is, or no matter who the quarterback is, the game plan should be the same. The problem is, we know Baltimore is not going to do that. They're going to try to run their regular offense if Lamar's out there. If Tyler Huntley's out there, they're going to run the vanilla offense. They're going to have him manage the game. Quick throw here, quick throw there. You don't need to test the secondary. It's fine. If Lamar's out there, they're going to run the normal offense where they want to rely on explosive plays down the field to their playmakers. So
need to get out of this mess.
it's
Nowhere to run, dirtbag.
on. They're destroying my car. Okay.
Next one won't be a warning.
But yeah, legitimately, it's
The way I see it.
It's tough. It's tough in this situation here because we know the game plan should just be the same no matter who's the quarterback. But we know Baltimore's not going to do that. They'll still run the football whether it's Lamar or whether it's Tyler Huntley because, again, Lamar was there and they ran the ball with Derrick Henry 25 times in the first matchup. It's not like they're going to not run the ball. It's just that they tend to rely on Lamar to cover up their deficiencies because of what he's. Man, I'm not paying nothing. Get away from me.
Ram the barricade.
So, man, ram the barricade. I'm not paying nothing. So, yeah, legitimately, The passing game will be different depending on who the quarterback is. And that's unfortunate. What's going on, Cool Guy? Appreciate you stopping by. It's unfortunate that that's the case, but we know Baltimore is going to do so. Now, like I said, Harbaugh's coaching for his job. And if he's coaching for his job, then he has to keep this as simplistic as possible, which means no matter who the quarterback is, realistically, the goal should be hand the ball to Derrick Henry 30, 35 times. Play some old school football. I don't understand why we've made things difficult at times. You have a future Hall of Fame running back in the backfield. Just use him. Just use him. It's not difficult. Whether it's Lamar
Does this look like laying low?
or Huntley, you should just use your Hall of Fame back to take the brute force of the damage and really wear and tear on that defense.
Harvey catching you in my
But
car
when it comes to
broke him
pass
completely
game,
around
it
the
will
back.
have to change depending on who it is.
Breakdown is our fault.
If it's Tyler Huntley,
Yeah.
run the same game plan you ran against
Then that was a lot
the
of
Green Bay
fun.
Packers. Now here's the thing. I don't know if that's going to guarantee you a win. Because against Green Bay, you're going up against a backup quarterback in Malik
dangerous.
Willis.
You understand, don't you?
I understand.
Please don't do
I don't
this
like
to
it,
me. Please don't do it,
I
Selena.
understand.
Thank you.
Please don't do it, Selena.
I appreciate that.
I don't need you to leave.
Boy, are those puppy dog eyes breaking my heart right now.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So where you gonna go?
We got some other business I need to
Don't
take
do it.
care of.
Stay with
Other
me.
business.
But legitimately,
Look at yourself, Bruce.
legitimately,
Or the children of Arkham, for that matter.
I don't know if I could sit back and
course.
fully believe
That's my car.
in Huntley from the passing perspective if the Steelers are
You're right.
able to slow down Derrick
Good luck
Henry.
with all of this.
The game plan they ran with the game plan they ran with Huntley in the Packers game, it was very simplistic. They told Tyler Huntley, listen, we're going to run the ball with Derrick Henry pretty much every single time. Just go out there and manage the game. You don't need to test the secondary. You don't need to throw the ball downfield. In fact, you're not even going to throw the ball past 10 yards. Take the snap, 1-2, get the ball in your hands. Take the snap, 1-2, get the ball in your hands. 3-yard check down, 4-yard check down, 5-yard check down. We don't need you testing the secondary. That's the offense they ran, and it worked for them.
Oswald has stolen my
I don't think
company,
that
and
plan's
you
going to
find
fully
Ricky and
work
Sean
against
Arkham before
Pittsburgh
they strike again.
if the running game is
can't
not
just
as
ignore it.
effective as it was
Very
against
good
Green Bay.
condition to work.
If it comes down to a situation where they're going to have to test the secondary, I'm going to be concerned with how this is going to go if Huntley's the one to go. That's going to be the game plan. They're going to run the same game plan they did in Green Bay with Tyler Huntley if he's the one to get the start. But I personally will not feel comfortable with that game plan, especially if the Steelers find a way to stop the run game. Now, if the Steelers don't stop the run game plan works out perfectly fine. If they do stop the run game, we're going to be in trouble because now it's like they're going to force Tyler Huntley to throw the football, and he's going to have to throw the football down the field, and I'm not going to feel comfortable with that. So that's where the conversations will start and end. Now, if Lamar is the quarterback, that's where things get different because they're going to absolutely run their offense. They're going to run their offense. They're absolutely going to run their offense. No question. They're going to look to try to test the secondary with Zay Flowers. They're going to try to get Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews involved. They'll try to give D-Hop a couple looks. They'll try to see if they can utilize Bateman. They're going to attack the secondary. If Lamar Jackson's out there, they're going to attack the secondary, which, on one case, that's probably what they're going to need to do if the Steelers are able to stop the run. But on the other hand, dude, our offensive line is not good enough to hold. And we've seen how things are going to go if the offensive line isn't good enough to hold. What are they going to be able to do against Pittsburgh, especially if TJ Watt comes back? What are they going to be able to do if that pass rush is able to get to Lamar Jackson? That becomes problematic because at that point it's going to be like, oh, Lamar is going to have to stand in the pocket and buy some time to let these long developing routes go down the field to get the ball to someone there. But with a poor offensive line, Pittsburgh is going to get to him at some point. We know.
Cure others affected by the drug.
No. I wish that were possible.
It's based on the individual's DNA. We'd have to sample and decode the genome structure for each and every person to make.
Oh,
the
wait,
cure.
what am I supposed to be doing here?
We don't have the time or resources for that.
That's why we were lucky to have mine on file already.
Let's see here. Okay, that's that. That's that. No, wait. God. No. Okay. That's not... Yeah, actually, this is how it's supposed to be. There we go. All right. So, yeah, if it's Lamar, it's going to be the offense they normally run, which, again, in that case, would be them trying to get these developing routes down the field. But if it's Huntley, it'll be a lot of short stuff. Lamar, if he does play, it's going to be the regular offense. I would recommend running a similar offense to what you had with Tyler Huntley. That would be beneficial. But if you need to throw the ball down the field, you have Lamar there, so you can at least do that. So no matter what, the game plan should be running the ball with Derrick Henry for 30-plus carries, running the ball with Keaton Mitchell and picking those spots where he can run, and then just having Lamar or Huntley utilize a short passing game. If it comes down to it and you got to throw the ball down the field, if Lamar's on the field, I'm comfortable with that. I know he can do that. If Tyler Huntley's on the field, I'm concerned. I know he's not going to be able to do that consistently. So if Lamar's out there, that's the case. But speaking of Lamar in this situation, I'm very interested. In fact, I'm very curious in seeing where Lamar's current status is when it comes to his ankle. Keep this in mind. Lamar, over the last month, has been slowly regaining that explosiveness. He's been slowly regaining that explosiveness. We've started to see him run the ball a little bit more. Seems like the ankle's been slowly getting better. Now, he, again, against the Steelers, we saw, matter of fact, let me pull up Lamar's stats here.
My father had done to all those people.
I want to pull up his stats
There were bigger plans
in terms of running the ball in some of these games.
Skyrail station, and I can't believe that she isn't finding another way to use
So
drugs.
Lamar
Well, if that's true,
against Pittsburgh
more dangerous
had
than
2 carries. Against Pittsburgh, 7 carries for 43 yards.
Met someone
And that 43 yards was the second most yards he had run in a game so far this season.
really think you can trust
And then
someone in
the following week, when we beat Cincinnati, he only rushed twice for 26 yards, but both of those were for first downs.
He knew that Vicky Vale
So
was laid
we're
out.
starting to see
No
some
one else
explosiveness come back with Lamar in terms of him getting his legs back where it needs to be. It seems like his ankle's starting to recover. And he didn't really have any major carries. I mean, he had 1 carry where he tried to get to the outside and then couldn't. And then he had the second carry when he took the RPO. Not the RPO, when he took the read option and he chose to take it himself, and that's when he tried to get down and got kneed in the back against the Patriots, and that was the end of him in the first half. So in that game, it didn't seem like he sustained any ankle injury. It was all the back. So my thing is,
Thank you. At least
Lamar
I can
has
do
been
after you
slowly
let
getting
me
healthy
come
with the
to
ankles.
Batcave with you.
He's getting to the point where he's slowly starting to regain that explosiveness.
If you do find Miss
He
Vale,
didn't re-aggravate his ankle injury in that game against the Patriots. It was the back. So he left that game with his ankles pretty much wherever they were, pretty much fine. He didn't play last week. That gave him a whole week there, completely rested. He didn't play, nor did he practice. So it's a whole week to rest those ankles and get himself back into where he needs to be. Now he could potentially come back this week. We don't know where he is right now when it comes to the back situation. We heard from Harbaugh that where Lamar was when he first suffered the injury, and then early last week, he was not in a good position. He was in a lot of pain, and there was no way he was going to be able to play, at least at that moment. But as the week went on, he started to get better and better, and the optimism for him to play started to rise incredibly. But it wasn't enough for them to be like, yeah, he's good to go. So now we enter this week, and tomorrow is going to be huge. Tomorrow's the first day of practice. We're going to find out if Lamar is there or not. If you ask me, if I'm a betting man, he's not going to be out there tomorrow. But if he is, that would be a huge indication that he will play on Sunday. And again, Harbaugh said that Lamar does not have to practice in order to play. We've seen moments where he has not practiced the whole week, and he's gone out and played that following Sunday. So if they want to give him as much time as possible to recover from that back injury, that's fine.
Maybe she's
It's
escalating.
totally fine.
This seems personal.
But if he's out there in practice this week, that is a huge indication that he's most likely going to play no matter how you look at it. So we'll see when it comes to the back injuries. But when it comes to his ankles, there's a good chance he's pretty much good to go. I don't know if he'll be 100%. I'm not going to pretend like he's automatically going to be in 100% because he didn't do anything for the last week and because he didn't practice, so his ankles are back to being 100%. I don't know if that's the case or not. I'm not going to make that assumption, but in terms of his ankle injury, I think he's going to be as close to 100% as he possibly can when it comes to him being able to run and cut and showcase that explosiveness. So I think the ankle injury will no longer be something that's going to bother Lamar, but that's just my personal guess. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case. In terms of his back injury, we'll just have to see how things go. So I can't guarantee he's going to be out there. But in terms of his ankle, I think he'll be able to showcase that explosiveness. If he is able to go and he's able to run and the ankles are fine, then Lamar will be a weapon to utilize in the run game because his legs will be a threat. Now, will there be a major concern for doing that given the fact that he had gotten injured on a situation where he got down and got kneed in the back? Yes, I think that would be a concern, but it's football. Injuries are going to happen. You can't control the injuries from happening. It's going to happen. It is what it is. So, yeah, if Lamar is going to play,
someone was swinging.
The caution will be there, but I think his legs will be just fine. And I think he could be a running threat in this game, just like he was the last time he faced off against the Steelers about a month ago. So yeah, if it's Lamar, whether it's Huntley or Lamar, run the same offense. Just know if you got to throw the ball down the field, you'd feel more comfortable if it's Lamar Jackson out there throwing the ball instead of Tyler Huntley. But essentially, run the same offense that you ran against Green Bay. You run the ball, 30-plus carries for Derrick Henry. Pick and choose your spots when it comes to Keaton Mitchell, and then just utilize a short passing game. And when it comes down to it, on 3rd and long, if you end up being in a situation where they stop the run, then at that point you just look to rely on Lamar Jackson to go make those plays and go make those throws because he's done that his entire career. So yeah, that's pretty much how I look at it when it comes to the game plan for the offense. Like I said, defensively, you got to hold Aaron Rodgers' offense to 20 points. If you can create turnovers, by all means do so, but I don't trust you to. If you can make some stops in the red zone, it'd be nice, but the defense has been terrible all year. You can't really trust in them. But yeah, offensively, yeah, run the same game plan, whether it's Lamar or Huntley. And if you have Lamar out there, you trust him more to be able to make those throws on 3rd and long if you need to. So, yeah. We'll ultimately have to see how things are going to go. And that's pretty much it for an overall outlook on a game plan here. So I'm going to take a look at some of these comp. Give me a second, guys. I'm here. I think someone may be outside. Let me check this out. Never mind, I'm just being paranoid. Ain't nobody here. All right, I'm just being paranoid. Back to the game plan and back to the topic of discussion. But before, wait, hair.
I found a lock of hair.
Anything unique about it?
It was cut at a downward angle, probably with some force based on how clean the slice is.
All right, I'm gonna answer some comments here just a second, but I need to figure out these clues. Man, that don't match. Take that off. All right, so. All right, there we go. Okay, a knife.
It's clean. This wasn't used as a murder weapon.
Then why was it lying on the floor?
Because it was utilized with the hair. There you go. Yes. The knife was used to cut the hair. There we go.
Mrs. Vale attempted to fight back with this knife.
This is Batman, the Telltale series. I'm on episode 4. I've been playing this the last few streams. So I plan to finish this game on stream. And we're on episode 4 of 5. So I plan to finish this sooner. Oh my god!
Found Mr. Vale.
Alive.
No,
Oh, oh no.
he's gone.
That's not
10
safe for
hours at least,
television.
judging by the state of his soft tissues.
Oh my god.
Looks like a company logo.
Please, God. Oh my,
The
come
belt
on,
buckle
bro.
was covered in blood.
Okay.
Before he was hung with the belt, Mr. Vale was beaten with it.
Oh my goodness. Good lord. Logo. Belt buckle. Oh my god. Can I connect the logo with the belt buckle? That don't make no damn sense. Okay, let me cut that off. Okay, there's got to be something else in here. Walking around the... Wait. Okay. I remember. Okay, so wall indentation to the logo. No, to the belt buckle. No, that made no damn sense. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, let's cut that off. Let me get the belt buckle. Man, this is messed up. Oh god, I need to finish this investigation as quickly as possible. Vicky did all of this. This is crazy. There we go. That makes sense.
The indentation matches the shape of the belt buckle. It must have impacted with the wall during the attack.
Okay. So now, what about the family photo connecting with the logo? Because I see his... Yeah, there we go.
Logos match. Mr. Vale owned an oil and heating company.
Looking it up now. Yes, he's got a sizable warehouse in the industrial district.
Who's a little
and a
boy?
fleet of delivery trucks.
And
They got a
now
black
Vicky's
kid.
got it.
I think that's their
What
adopted
exactly
kid.
happened in that house?
I think I know.
Vicky
After
attacked
we
him.
stopped her at the rail station, Vicky needed a place to hide her supply of drugs. Her father's
You know, I think I
trucks
put the
and
pieces
warehouse
together. So
off
while
the back
Batman
of the
explains
truck.
things,
To
let's read
She
some of your
needed that
comments
away.
here.
With
Because I've
Vicky
pretty much
Vale
given up a
fully assuming
basic
the new identity
premise of
New
what
York.
the Ravens need to do in this game, offensively and defensively.
Vicky showed
So let's
up
actually
at
come
her
back here and
adopted
read some of
parents.
this.
But
Marlon
then
should be a
the mother
safety.
first.
Wouldn't be on the Ravens.
Miss Vale
Dude,
fought
Marlon's
back
been
and was
getting
able to
cooked by
slice off
practice
part
squad
of
wide
her
receivers and
head.
wide receiver 3 and
Vicky
4.
then
It's
subdued
been
her with
happening
the
more
same
than you
drug
think
she
these
used
last
on
two.
me.
Oh, I know it's been
She
happening all
was
season. I've been seeing it.
overdose. Nearly lethal.
Awuzie is
She
back,
then
so,
removed
you
the
know,
mother's eyes,
I think he
indicating a
did play on
deeply
Saturday, but I
personal
don't remember.
motivation.
I just remember Marlon Humphrey
was
and,
obviously
and,
some
and
sort
Nate
of
Wiggins getting
vendetta.
cooked on Saturday.
Sometime during this,
Marlon
Mr.
can't
Vale
guard nobody anymore. He lost a step. He may have lost
attacked
2
him with
steps.
his own belt, striking with
Thought I
the
saw him in the
belt
Packers game. He probably
conscious
did play. I
and
just don't fully remember. Did you see
Finally,
what Marcus
she
Spears
tried
said?
to
Yeah, I saw what Marcus Spears said. Appreciate that from him.
The blood
I mean, he's
loss
just
started
being
way
honest
before
and
the game
factual.
ended.
Nobody was saying these things when he was winning the MVP and took the team to the AFC Championship game. No one was saying that when he threw 41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions and had an all-time great year. But all of a sudden, that's being brought up as if these guys aren't human beings with lives outside of the game.
Signature.
And I'm not buying into the aspect of Lamar sleeping in
I'll
meetings.
find them.
But, you know, it is what it is. What do you think about these rumors of Lamar Jackson possibly being traded in the offseason? I don't buy into them. The Ravens would be stupid to do that, and they're not going to. Their goal is to make sure they have Lamar long-term, and they're going to give him a long-term contract. Dude, Lamar was coming off of back-to-back years where he suffered a season-ending injury. They paid him. And then he won MVP, took him to the AFC title game, and then had the best year of his career statistically. Back-to-back years of All-Pro since getting the contract. Him having this year of injuries isn't going to derail them from paying him. They want to give him an extension. He still has 2 more years. The thing about it is everyone's talking about trading him. Lamar has 2 more years on the contract. The reason why this trade talk is coming up is because they need to give him an extension because he'll take $74 million on the cap if they don't give him an extension. They're going to work an extension out. And again, Lamar has no trade clause, so they can't just trade him willy-nilly. Lamar would have to agree with it and approve it, and he would have to want to be traded. If he doesn't want to go, he's not going anywhere. So it is what it is. You can be average defensively and win the playoffs. That's true, but you got to make plays in key moments. Our defense is below average, though, too. In 2012, we weren't a great defense. We gave up a lot, but they got timely stops and turnovers. Do you think we can do that again? Okay, let's be honest with this 2012 defense. The only time you can really look at the defense and say they played poorly was a Super Bowl. In the wild card round, they held the Colts to 9 points. In the divisional round, I know that 38-35 debacle, everyone thinks it was the defense. Dude, 14 of the 35 points scored by the Broncos was on special teams. Trenton Holiday had a punt return it was the first punt of the game for the Ravens. Trenton Holiday took the punt to the house for a touchdown. And then he had a kick return that was returned at the start of the third quarter because we kicked the ball to them at the start of the third quarter. Trenton Holiday took it to the house for another touchdown. So Trenton Holiday had a punt return touchdown and a kick return touchdown. 14 of the 35 points that was scored in that game was strictly from special teams. Meanwhile, Baltimore's offense scored 31 points. 31 of the 38 points was from the offense. 7 points was a pick six that we got off of Peyton Manning. It was Corey Graham that picked off Peyton Manning and took it to the house. So our offense actually did a better job against their defense, and our defense did a better job against Peyton Manning. Our defense gave up 21 points. So essentially, our defense gave up 9 points to the Colts, 21 points to the Broncos. They gave up 13 points in the AFC Championship game to Tom Brady in Foxborough. The only time the defense did not play well was in the Super Bowl, and that was a situation where they choked because the defense held the Niners to 6 points before the lights went out. And if the outage didn't happen, the defense had just made a stop and punted the football right back to the Ravens. So if the lights didn't turn off and the power outage didn't happen, Baltimore was set to blow those dudes out. But again, we live in the world of reality in terms of the outcome, so we can't play the what-if game. The lights went off, and the Niners made the comeback. So the only time the defense didn't play well defensively was in the Super Bowl because they ended up giving up 31 points. But other than that, 21 points to the Broncos, 13 to the Patriots, 9 to the Colts. The defense did their job. They did their job. So the defense wasn't bad in the playoff run. They did their job. The team nearly choked it, but they did their job. So I wouldn't sit back and say the 2012 defense wasn't a great defense, but they did their job. They didn't give up a lot of points, but they did do their job. Now, we're not getting a lot of turnovers in the playoffs, and I don't think they're going to get a lot of timely stops. This defense is not good like that. So I don't buy into that. John, I'm playing the Batman the Tall Tale series here. Let's see here. What's going on, Kokai? Pittsburgh won 9 of the last 11 games against the Ravens. Yeah, they did. I don't think that's going to really have an effect on Sunday's game, but they have won 9 of the last 11 games. Would you rather win on Sunday or lose and have Harbaugh fired? Harbaugh's not getting fired. If you could tell me right now that Harbaugh is guaranteed to be fired if we lose the game, then I might be a little bit lenient towards having them lose the game, but I'll be damned if our season ends to Pittsburgh. So I'm actually going to be very, very hyped. I'm hyped up for the game. I'm optimistic for the game. I'm rooting for the Steelers. Not Steelers, Jesus Christ. I'm rooting for the Ravens 100% because I refuse to root for the Steelers. I'll be damned if Pittsburgh ends our season. If we get blown on the wild card round, we get blown on the wild card round. But Pittsburgh ending that season, no. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I cannot accept the Pittsburgh Steelers ending our season. I'll be damned if that happens. That's just my personal mindset. Whoever loses this game on Sunday Night Football deserves their coach to coach the Tenrin Tigers next year. That's funny. How do you feel about the Heat this season so far? They're going to be a playing team. I said that in the beginning of the season. They're going to be a playing team. Zach Rewar is pretty bad, pretty much. This is Batman the Tall Tale series, Blue Rocky. Ravens Nation, let's go. We got this. We'll see what happens on Sunday night. If the Ravens win Sunday, the coaching staff is straight, including Orr. No. I wouldn't say they're straight if they win because they could definitely go and get blown out in the wildcard round. I still want changes. Barring a Super Bowl championship, changes need to be made. Like, if they win the Super Bowl, you can't change the coaching staff if you don't want to. But realistically, anything short of a championship, and they need to make significant changes. So they can win on Sunday and make the playoffs, but they go one and done, they need to make significant changes to the coaching staff. It's not just, oh, you make the playoffs, everybody's job secured. No, changes still need to happen. If the Texans take care of business against the Colts, the winner of the AFC North will have to face the Texans in the wildcard round. I'm fine with that. A high-stake game for both teams and for both coaches. Loser of the team gets fired. We keep saying that, but neither franchise has shown neither franchise has shown any sort of belief or any shown of sign that they're going to fire their coach. We keep talking about Tomlin and Harbaugh getting fired. The Pittsburgh Steelers have not shown any signs that they're going to fire Tomlin, and the Baltimore Ravens have not shown any sign that they're going to fire John Harbaugh. We're just saying it. We're saying it. The fans are saying it. The media is saying it. Realistically, we've got no signs from either team that these guys are really going to lose their jobs. There has been no reports of saying, oh, yeah, they lose this game, their job is in jeopardy. In fact, most of the reports are like, we kind of just don't have any, there hasn't been any talks about this. There hasn't been any signs about this. It's possible, but there hasn't been any talks or discussions or signs that showcase that if they lose this game, they're going to be fired. We just said that, but realistically, we don't know. It's Derrick Henry's birthday Sunday. His gift should be giving him the ball 30 times again. Hey, well, that'll be a good birthday for him.
Clear. Nothing here.
If his birthday's on Sunday, that should be a good gift for him. Him dominating the Steelers and then winning the game and making the playoffs would be a great birthday gift.
No.
Okay, so I'm scanning for things here. Let's check the stairs. I'm looking to see if there's any sort of signs or any clues about what else happened here. Nothing.
There's someone here.
Oh my God, it's the little boy.
Alive.
It's the little boy in the picture. It has to be him. It's the little boy in the picture because there's no one else that would be in his house. There we go. Yep, it's the little boy in the picture. Okay, so let me see.
It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you.
Gotta calm the kid down.
Is everything all right?
It's a kid, Alfred.
There's a child
Boy
here.
from the photo.
Yeah, it's the boy from
Is
the
he all
picture.
right?
Aside from the shock and a few bruises, he seems okay. He might be able to tell me more about what happened.
Possibly. But if that's the road you go down, please do it with caution.
I'll be generous here. I'm not gonna press him. So let's start with this.
Hey, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be all right.
Gotta calm him down.
I'm sorry I scared you. It's going to be okay.
Yeah?
It's gonna be fine.
I need you to tell me if you saw or heard anything. This is important.
I heard someone say something. Something about drugs, fighting the police.
Drugs, fighting police, okay.
I don't know who because I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything because they're hidden here. Please don't send me to punishment.
Calm down. See, that does help me.
Take it easy, kid. Everything you gave me is fine. Batman's eyes are flashlights? Yeah. That's just how the mask is. Oh no. Kid, get back in. Oh god. Oh god. Woo! Protect kid. A drone? That's gotta be. Is that Oswald? Oswald? You son of a. Oh man. He's got my tech. Took over my company. He's got my tech.
I've got these little backtraps all over the city, but I should have known a good double murder would be what brought you out in the open.
Oh god. Get out the way. Kid, go hide. Go hide, kid. I got this. Damn it. Got it. Cooked it. Oh my god. I hate my tech right now. This has got to work. All right. One of these things to come on. That's got to work. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Come on. Go down. All right. Man, Lucius has made this really effective.
Nice work, kid.
Gotta praise him. I'm not gonna treat him like a complete baby where I'm like, oh, are you okay? You did good work there, man. Oh, his adopted parents are, oh boy. What do I say? I can't say I'm sorry. He's gotta be strong. He's gotta be strong.
Yes, they are.
I'm sorry. I gotta give him the reality of the situation.
You're still alive. And those emotions you're feeling, someday you'll learn how to use them. To channel them. You might not understand now, but someday it will make you stronger.
You know what? You could just
I
take the kid
promise.
and make him another
I
Robin.
won't stop until I catch
I mean, we
the
haven't had a
person who
Black
did
Robin,
this.
have we? You could just take the kid. Well, get permission from Gordon, because he's gonna need a
You're
new
the
adoptive
kid who
family.
saved Batman, and no matter what happens, no matter where you go, that will always be true.
I mean, you could train the kid. I think he may have some potential.
Owe you one.
We could take a Black Robin here. Yeah, DC Universe can use that.
Batman.
Yeah, Gordon. It's a mess in here.
God.
He was the only survivor.
It's been a mess in here.
Come on. Let's get you out of here.
He saved me.
That's what I do. All right, Gordon, let's talk.
Jesus.
It's been a mess in here.
Was this the children of Arkham?
We'll get back into the conversation briefly. I just gotta wrap this up
Because
here.
their daughter, Vicky, is Lady Arkham. She killed her own parents so she could use their company warehouse to stockpile the rest of her drugs.
Vicky? Vicky Vale, the reporter? And so, who was the boy then?
He's a
He was
witness.
hiding in a closet when the attack started.
No, I'm not gonna tell him
He
he
may
lives
know
here.
more than he realizes. He says he heard something about drugs and attacking the police. Can't confirm anything, but it sounds like the children of Arkham might be plotting something with those drugs against your people.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
The warehouse is Vale Oil and Heating. You should secure it as soon as possible.
I'll get on it right away. What about you?
I've got something I need to look into.
I gotta get my company back.
Lieutenant, what's going on here?
Securing the crime scene, Commissioner.
It's a mess.
Not anymore, you're not.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking over this investigation.
Good for you.
I can't risk you allowing Batman to contaminate our crime scene again.
Oh my god, look at this bum. Move out the way, bum. You ain't been in this city long enough talking that trash. This is my city. You just came here. We don't even need you. We got Gordon. What have you done since you've gotten here? Like, realistically, what has this guy done? Look at the mess that's happening here. Tired of this lieutenant running his mouth. He ain't done nothing this entire game. I can't risk you having Batman contaminate it. You ain't done nothing the entire game, bro.
Didn't work?
You don't know what's going on. You know what's been happening. You ain't done nothing. Sit back and let me do my job. And let Gordon do his. And you can go sit in the comfy office.
Meet me at the back computer. There's something I want to talk to you about.
All right. Let's get back to this. I see some comments here. Let's read some comments as we get ready to wrap things up here. Well, I say wrap things up here, but I'm not wrapping things up here until this game is over.
On the microfiber.
Who do you think has been a disappointment for the Ravens this year? Oh, disappointment for the Ravens this year? Let's see.
Electricity can
Disappointment.
Everything looks functional.
Offensively,
It should have worked.
disappointment from the offensive side. It's gonna be either Mark Andrews or Isaiah Likely. Nope.
Functionality is
Depending on how you look at it, depending on the expectations that people that were placed on him because of what he did last year, Rashad Bateman's been a huge disappointment this year. People expected him to be effective. Maybe he doesn't repeat everything he did last year, but the belief was that he was going to be an effective weapon in this offense the way he was last year. Rashad Bateman's done virtually nothing this year.
Emitting a low bandwidth receiving signal, but it shouldn't be.
So, biggest disappointment offensively, Rashad Bateman. Biggest disappointment defensively,
This is
Marlon Humphrey? Nah. Marlon, despite Marlon playing as poor as he's been, him getting those picks have been saving him, man. He's been getting a lot of interceptions that's been saving him. So he can't get the most disappointing tab because of those picks. Those turnovers are saving him. So it's going to go to somebody else.
Maybe there was something I could have done.
Biggest disappointment defensively.
That sleaze Cobblepot at the heart of it all.
Now that might be true, but I really needed you here. Without that strobe grenade of yours, I might have been toast.
Well, I still feel a little guilty.
Well, I mean, technically you would have looked at Odafe Owe as the biggest disappointment defensively, but he's in LA doing his thing with the Chargers, so he's automatically thrown out because he's gone.
Keeps it up, he could completely take control of your tech.
The other person would be Roquan Smith, but you know it'd be hard for people to sit back and say Roquan because he's a Pro Bowler, so it's tough for people to look at that. Like, well, Roquan was a Pro Bowler this year, not all these tackles. And it's like, well, he hasn't been great.
I'm tired of being on the defensive. Why don't we attack him instead?
I'm not sure, but I can certainly see what I can do.
Thanks, Lucius.
Bruce, Lucius?
Honestly,
You're going to want to see
defensively,
this.
the biggest disappointment has been the defense as a whole. I would look at Zachary Orr. Zachary Orr would be my biggest disappointment defensively because the entire unit has been a disappointment. It's been a collective poor performance as a whole from the defense. It'd be easy to just say Roquan Smith, but I don't know how people are going to feel about putting I don't know about people outside the Ravens going to feel about us saying Roquan's disappointment when he's a Pro Bowler this year. So I would say the defense as a whole, it's hard to pick. It is hard to pick.
Mr. Wayne has 24 hours to
Let's see. Just finished up the first season of Batman Telltale. I love it. I'm on episode 1 for season 2 now. That's pretty good, man. Keep enjoying that. I finished the Alabasta arc on One Piece and I'm on Skypiea. Keep going, Jeremiah. Keep going. Keep going, man. You're making great progress. Who do you think is winning the 1 seed on Saturday? I like Seattle in this game. I like Seattle defensively. And you know what?
Behavior is unpredictable, random.
Oh, I'm never going as Bruce. I'm going as Batman. Stop wasting my time. I'm going as Batman.
Tonight, Batman saves Bruce.
I never go as Bruce. I don't care what game I'm going. So let's see here. That's a tough one. San Francisco right now. Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's played 7 games this year and has 17 total touchdowns. Brock Purdy's been on fire.
Right thing to do. Yeah, of course it was the right thing to do. I just can't second guess myself.
We need to talk.
This is tough. I don't think I have an answer right now. My mind right now is leaning towards
What a surprise to see you on my roof.
San Francisco because I don't trust Sam Darnold. I trust Brock Purdy more than Sam Darnold. Brock Purdy's at least delivered in the playoffs. I trust Brock Purdy more than Sam Darnold. And the Niners right now, man, they are starting to roll, and they have an opportunity for the 1 seed. Is this going to be in San Francisco or is it going to be in Seattle?
Reputation around town. You don't just make threats. You back them up.
If it comes to that.
Let's see. The Niners, this is in San Francisco. I got to take the Niners. This is going to be in San Francisco. I don't see them losing at home to Seattle with the way Brock Purdy's playing. So I'm going to have to take the Niners. If it was in Seattle, I'd be more inclined to look towards the Seahawks. But this is going to be in San Francisco. I'll take the Niners.
Why should I do anything for him?
I think the Seahawks defense is going to swarm the Niners. We'll see what happens.
Because I'm the one who's telling you to. You think I'm someone who makes idle threats?
No, I suppose you're not.
We'll see what happens in that game Saturday night. Ravens could still win the Super Bowl this year, which is very exciting. I mean, they could, but Marlon has not been balling. Marlon's been getting turnovers, but he's been getting cooked. Marlon Humphrey has been getting cooked. We're not going to pretend. And Starks is a rookie. Starks had his moments here and there. And I can't really say Starks had a bad year. He's just the guy. Starks has just been a guy. He's had 2 moments with those 2 picks, but Starks has been a guy. It's not like Starks getting cooked in the secondary. He's just been a guy. But Marlon Humphrey has been getting cooked consistently. He's actually one of the main corners that's giving up. He's been one of the top corners that's been giving up the most yards. I think he's within the top 5 in terms of corners giving up the most yards. He might be number 1, but he's within the top 5 of corners that's giving up the most receiving yards this year. He has not been good in coverage. He's been getting beat every single week. What's saving Marlon Humphrey is he's been getting a lot of turnovers. These interceptions have been saving him, but he has not been great in coverage this year. He's been really bad.
That's what a leader does.
I hope the Ravens can retire Aaron Rodgers permanently.
Doing this. You're no better.
Yeah, I hope the Ravens can retire Aaron Rodgers permanently like the Lions did. Well, the Lions didn't retire Aaron Rodgers. I guess they ended his career in Green Bay, but they didn't retire him because he still came back and played. But we'll see what happens here. Based on the contract, it's definitely Roquan. Yeah, I think it's a fair assessment in that aspect. Would you rather fire win Sunday to get in the playoffs or lose and get rid of Harbaugh regime? Again, I'm not guaranteed a Harbaugh firing if he loses. My mindset is if the Ravens don't win the Super Bowl, John Harbaugh's got to go. So if that's the case, I don't mind making the playoffs because I still think if he doesn't make the Super Bowl, they have to move off of him.
You're so full of big scary talk. If you want to save this city, This is how you have to
Patriots losing Diggs is huge. That could potentially happen. We'll see. As more information comes out, the league will make a decision as to how that's going to go. I think we could best Texans in a defensive game, but can't see any further. Dude, the AFC's wide open. We showcased that we could beat the Patriots, that the formula to beat the Patriots there. Patriots run. Both the Ravens and the Bills showed that that you can run on their defense. The Ravens and the Bills showed that you can run effectively. James Cook was cooking that defense, and Derrick Henry was cooking that defense. If you run the ball against the New England Patriots, they can be beat. So I don't think the Patriots are this mighty team that can't be beat. If Baltimore would have just kept giving the ball to Derrick Henry, the Ravens beat the Patriots. The Bills beat the Patriots by running the ball effectively well. You can run the ball on the Patriots. They're not this juggernaut defense. Especially because they've been bad running. In terms of run defense, the first half of the season, they were one of the best run defenses in football. The second half of the season, they've been terrible in stopping the run. So the Patriots can be had. Denver cannot be trusted because Bo Nix is inconsistent. Jacksonville's a wild card. Houston is a wild card. Those are the two teams that could beat anybody in this look. I would not be surprised. Trevor Lawrence is red hot and the defense is playing well. Jacksonville could go the distance. Same for Houston. The Chargers are food.
Let's hear it.
I only told you. Dent knows, so someone you talked to told him.
You know we're on the same team.
So yeah, again, at the end of the day, Ravens have a shot just like anyone else if they make the playoffs. I wouldn't say it's a huge shot because their defense stinks, but they have a shot no less.
Strong-armed it out of Commissioner Grogan. I didn't even have time to scratch my ass before I got hauled out here.
Dent's position makes him dangerous. He's persuasive and he has power.
It's 12:35. I gotta hurry this up. I don't know when episode 4 is gonna end, so we know we gotta wrap this up here.
Execution, martial law.
I know.
I always considered him my friend, but he's past saving.
I've
No world
never seen John Harbaugh calling plays. Do you think he's doing it because he's on the hot seat? Of course he's doing it because he's on the hot seat.
There's no hope for a rabid dog.
Yeah, legitimately.
We need to lock him up.
He's doing it because he's on the hot seat. I don't remember the last time. I don't remember the last time I've seen John Harbaugh holding a play sheet. He's obviously doing it because his job's on the hot seat. If the Niners win, they will never have to worry about a home game in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, they'll have home field advantage throughout the postseason. And they play well at home. The Niners have a good chance. Stop, Lady
The real
Arkham.
threat on the streets is still the children of Arkham. They are what Dent is reacting to.
And standing in the way of dealing with them, too.
The precinct.
Do you think we start Lamar on Sunday if he's 70-75% of himself, or start 100% Huntley? John Harbaugh said it. If Lamar can play, he's going to play.
Yeah.
So whatever percentage he is at really won't matter. If Lamar can play, he's going to play. Whether he's at 50%, 60%, if Lamar feels he can play, he's going to play. It don't matter what percentage he's at. If he can play, he's going to play. So, like Harbaugh already put it, this is Lamar's call. If Lamar at the end of the week is able to practice at least once, if he practices once or twice this week, if he's feeling good, if he's feeling like he can go, he's going to go. He doesn't have to be at 100%, but if Lamar feels he can play in this game, he's going to play. Harbaugh said it's Lamar's call here. If he can play, he's going to play. If he wants to play, if he's able to play, if he can tolerate the pain, and he can go out there and throw the football, he's going to play. Simple as that.
Already?
Oh, crap. No! They've taken over my Batmobile.
Sir, are you alright? Penguin's hacking assaults are getting worse.
We could beat them with Snoop anyway. We know we're making the assumption we can, but what happens if the Steelers defense is able to, slow down Derrick Henry? Keep in mind, Derrick Henry had 25 carries.
Don't envy your position. Even Batman can't be in two places.
I'm going to Wayne Manor. Forget about Wayne Enterprises.
Understood.
I'm not losing Alfred or my home. But yeah, it's not guaranteed, by the way. It's not guaranteed that Derrick Henry is just going to run all over them. Derrick Henry had 25 carries for 94 yards when we played Pittsburgh in Baltimore. They did a pretty good job in slowing down Derrick Henry. The problem that they had was essentially dealing with Keaton Mitchell. Because Keaton Mitchell had
Put the rifle down.
I think he had 43 yards on 7 carries or something like that. Or maybe it was 63. No, he had 74 yards. Let me pull it up.
I believe you. Back away, please, all of you.
Keaton Mitchell had 76 yards on 6 carries.
No, not the Harvey I know. The Harvey I know would never have massacred innocent civilians.
calls it murder.
Damn it.
Penguin is still hacking my tech. Guess I'll be doing this the old-fashioned way.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. Doing this the old oh god. Doing this the old-fashioned way. Ooh, nice shot, Alfred. Got him right in the legs. What's up, Harvey?
You again?
Yep. The heck is in that case?
We talked about this.
The time for talking is over. And so is your reign of terror.
So, how does this end? I want to destroy this house, and you want to stop me. I can't imagine this is gonna go well for either of us.
Yeah.
This ends after I hurt you.
Look at me, Batman. You think I'm scared of a little pain? Now get out of here before I have you booked for obstruction of justice.
Oh, really?
You stand in my way. You stand in the way of the law.
Whoa, hold on. Hey, move out the way. I got time for you. Go to sleep. Sit down. Broke his leg right there. Get out of here. Move.
You're gonna need more than this, Harvey.
I know.
What the heck is that? Oh, God. Whoa, those are some explosive rounds.
Explosive slugs.
Yep.
You don't have any of those in that little belt of yours.
No, but I got something here that can stop it. Oh, God. I'm going to miss this. I got to hurry, bro. Oh, God. I missed it. Oh, I got it in time. I got it in time. I swear to God, I thought I was going to miss it. I nearly missed it. I was going to get shot dead. Move. I was about to take a couple rounds. Move out the way. God, get down, get down, get down.
Yeah, just try and hide, Batman.
How many rounds does he have?
Works out for you.
Oh, he's got multiple. Oh my goodness, man. I gotta make this quick. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, my leg. Oh, no.
No! The bat's mine.
Oh, he got me in the leg.
Go ahead. Do it. See what happens.
I might be cooked. I might be cooked. Whoa. Oh, Alfred, coming in clutch.
This old man needs to die.
Oh, and he's out of bullets. Oh, boy. No. No.
Your head or your heart?
No. No. Get up. Get up, Batman.
What's that sound?
What the?
I'm Batman. I brought the bats here. Take this. Woo! And now his arm's burning. He's really about to be Two-Face. And he's about to be, I mean, he's going to be burned on the entire left side. Take this rib shot. Not a, oh, right in the face. Oh, how is he that strong? He was never that strong. Come on. Come here. Choke slam. I do feel bad for Harvey. He was trying to do good and he turned into this.
Without me, Gotham is doomed. Who will stop Lady Arkham?
Me.
As long as I'm around, Gotham will be fine. They don't need someone like you.
No. I'm important. I'm important.
You know, I feel bad for Harvey. I'm not gonna lie. I've been a terrible friend to him this entire game, but Harvey was a good guy. Harvey was really a good guy trying to change this city.
My job's not
but
done yet.
Arkham just can't be saved.
Before it's too late.
Arkham, sorry. Gotham City just can't be saved, dude. It's impossible. It's a cursed city. Can't be saved. No matter how you try, no matter what you do, it can't be saved.
He's responsible for. He should be locked up in Blackgate Prison.
I'm gonna show a little bit of sympathy here.
Probably only get worse in there.
Man, send. What should I do here? Do I take a? If he goes to Arkham, he's not gonna get better. But if he goes to prison, he could serve his time. I think I got to take him to prison. Because if you send him to Arkham, he's not going to get better. He won't. Arkham is not going to help him get better. I mean, prison's not going to help rehabilitate him, but if I send him to Arkham, he's going to be there with a Joker. That's just not a good thing. I'm taking him to prison. We know how every supervillain that goes to Arkham doesn't actually get better. It's just a chill place to rest until they can escape again. I'm sending Harvey to prison. Let him serve his time, maybe sitting in that jail cell away from somebody like the Joker will actually get him where he needs to go.
Blackgate is what a murderer like him deserves. He needs to be punished for the atrocities he committed like anyone else.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll get it taken care of.
Can't send him to Arkham. He's not going to rehabilitate in Arkham. He will not get better in Arkham. Arkham City does not... Arkham Asylum does not do any good for any of these supervillains. He's got to go to jail. Let him pay for his crime. Let him do his time. I don't know if he's ever going to get out, but it'll be better for him to go to prison than actually go to Arkham.
Al, what's going on?
All right.
The computer.
I'm getting hacked here, so I'm going to see some of these because I pretty much said my piece on this Raven Steelers stuff.
It's Penguin. We need to cut the hard
Patriots losing Diggs is huge. It's possible that could happen. If we do play, you got to let Lamar be a game manager and let Henry take over. I said it earlier in the stream, if Lamar plays, you run the same offense you did with Huntley. But you understand that if it becomes those situations where it's 3rd and long and you have to throw the ball, then you absolutely trust Lamar in those situations to get it done. But for the most part, you have him be a game manager. That's just how it goes. And that's going to be episode 4, so we can pack up here. Okay, you and 50% of players deny Joker a favor. Of course. Why would I give Joker a favor? Did you go along with Joker's plan? You and 68% of players chose to follow Joker's advice and make a phone call. Yeah, I'm not going to stop the fight. That's stupid. I'm getting the hell out of there. How did you get past the enforced barricade? You and 48% of players rammed the... I'm surprised it's that close. I thought I was going to be in the minority by a major factor. I did better this episode, huh? You and 56% of players chose to intimidate Harvey as Batman. Finally, people go as Batman. First time people are trying to go as Bruce. Now it's time to go as Batman. Look at me. I'm on the majority this time. I really like my picks. You and 45% of players chose to stop Harvey from destroying your home and risk Oswald taking away your tech. Dude, that tech can be fixed later on. I'm not going to have him kill Alfred. Wow. I'm not going to lie. This is the first time that I was on the majority for most of my picks. I mean, most of the time I'm in the minority. This time I'm in the majority. This is great. All right. Episode 5. Not going to do that right now, obviously. I could immediately go into it. It's going to be the end of all ends. But episode 5, we're going to save it for another stream because we got one more stream we're probably going to do this week. Just before the game. So episode 5 will be done in the next stream. We'll probably do another stream. Today is New Year's Eve, so we might do a stream on New Year's Day, or we might try to do another. Either way, we got one more episode left to do. It's 12:47 and I gotta go to sleep, so I'm gonna end things here. The Bears and Patriots gonna be had in the playoffs, absolutely. Anything could happen there. Last time we beat them in Pittsburgh was with Anthony Brown and Snoop. That is true. Well, whoever is playing, just gotta get the job done. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's stream, or tonight's stream. Not gonna say this week's stream. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's stream. We're gonna end things here, ladies and gentlemen. Baltimore and Pittsburgh will be taking each other on Sunday night at Pittsburgh. Winner wins the AFC North. Loser goes home. We'll be continuing the discussion throughout the week, but we'll probably have another conversation and another stream as things go on. I'm thinking we'll probably have another stream either, well, today's Wednesday or Thursday. I may lean more towards Thursday because I want to lean towards the end of the week so we can have an understanding as to whether or not Lamar Jackson is going to play. And once we have an understanding of whether or not Lamar Jackson is going to play, we can go from there. If Lamar's going to play, we can have a stream and talk about that. If he's not going to play, it's Tyler Huntley with the season on the line. At least we'll have a better understanding as to whether or not Lamar is going to play. So I may wait on the stream just to see what's going to happen with Lamar's status. But once we get a full understanding as to whether or not he's going to play, we can then come back and do another stream. And when we do that stream, we'll take care of episode 5 and finish things off. So we're going to end the night here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to tonight's stream. Thank you so much for pulling up. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And that's going to be it from me, guys. So Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this has been the stream. It's not really a therapy session, not really sitting here. You know what? It was kind of both, but I didn't want to label either one. But either way, Ravens Steelers Sunday night. We'll see what happens. But we will be back later this week with another stream, depending on what Lamar's status is. So until then, I'll see you guys later. Take care. Be sure to stay safe. And peace out.